You know, they convince you that when they're your girlfriend or your wife. And by friend, I mean the sisters. They convince you that, say, we're all sisters. I'm a woman just like you're a woman. Don't have an allegiance to your man. Don't have an allegiance to your community. We're women. Let's fight together. And with the black man, they say, look, I'm not one of them. I'm one of the good ones. See how good I make you feel? Don't you love me? So there's other white people that can love you the way I do. It's okay. And don't have an allegiance to your women. Don't have an allegiance to your community. It's all just race bait. You know, like they have ways of manipulating, and then they manipulate the child. Say, you're not black, you're multiracial. You don't have an allegiance to black people. You're multiracial. That's what they do. That's their role in white supremacy, is to disarm you from having an allegiance to your people and to look at them as good. Peace and power to the descendants of my ancient mother. My name is Brother Legend, and I'm here to raise your consciousness. What's going on, people? What up, what up? If you're joining us on YouTube, my TikTok is BIGBROLGND. I go live there, usually around 6 or 7 o'clock. And you can tap on the notification bell on my page on TikTok to be notified when I go live. I always post my replays on YouTube, so if you want to check that out as well, BIGBROLGND on all platforms, Twitter. I don't really do the Facebook, Instagram much, but I also do have to shout out b1initiative.org. That is our nonprofit. We do more than talk the talk. We walk the walk. We talk about all these topics and more. If you want to join us, b1initiative.org is in my bio. Tap the menu and tap join us. We are building things with our people. What's going on, y'all? I am joined today behind me by the Guinean president from Guinea. The Guinean, I don't know how you pronounce it, Guinean. Some of them say the W sound. This is the African president and his ivory queen. How many of y'all been watching what's going on in the Sahel region of Africa? How many of y'all know what's going on with Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso? Guinea shares a border and has decided to work in collaboration with the U.S. government and France to bring more military presence to the area surrounding, well, not surrounding, but on the border of Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. This is him behind me, who is conspiring to work with the American imperial system, the Western imperial system, with his ivory queen. So I think that's very interesting. Not too interesting, but it's interesting. You know what I'm saying? You can always tell. But either way, agree or disagree, feminism does not benefit black people. Voting is not pro-black, and interracial relationships help end racism. Somebody said that's problematic as hell. It sure is. It sure is, ain't it? It sure is, ain't it? He said he's going to bring military presence to the border of the coalition, Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso. He's going to bring military presence to that region, which is sought to decolonize. And he is now going to rule there with his ivory queen and bring in the French and the U.S. Feminism does not benefit anyone. That is cap. That is cap. It benefits a certain demographic to oppress others. A certain demographic has benefited to some degree more than those. Oh, Essene got it. Okay. Essene knows. A king needs to be with a queen. Absolutely. Hey, man. Absolutely. And all queens wear crowns. You feel me? All queens wear crowns. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the queens. You know what I'm saying? With the golden, the deep brown, and the blue-black is the blue-black. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the queens, man. If feminism doesn't benefit black people, then what's wrong with black women having the vote? I don't know what that means. I think you're talking about suffrage. We're talking about feminism. What is pro-black? Pro-blackness is prioritizing one's actions and values with what's in the best interest of building in the black community. That is the simplest definition I can give. Leisha, what's good, sister? Queen Leisha is in the building, so y'all best watch yourself talking in them comments. When I get to 2K likes, I will bring people up, and we will have a conversation, agree or disagree, let me know. Voting is not pro-black. I'm confused by that. What should be done instead of voting? I don't know. Eat a sandwich. Think about it. I disagree with the last one. Feminism gave us the 8-hour workday. And that is one reason we don't like feminism. You think we were going to say, oh, hip hip hooray. What did you expect from that? Yay. No, it didn't.
Hello.
Locke, give us your age, race, and pronouns, please.
I'm 21. My pronouns are he, and I'm black.
All right, talk to us.
And I disagree with the interracial relationships helped end racism. I don't agree with that.
Okay.
Because right, I don't think like in any point in history where you can see interracial relationships just like somehow dismantling things like Jim Crow or systemic racism and things like that. Like I don't think that's ever happened ever.
I see. Okay. All right. How do you feel about the other two topics?
Yeah, if you were talking about like white feminism and stuff like that, then yeah, I would agree with that. It would have to be something like specific to black women. I think it's womanism specific to black women. Then if it's that, then yeah. Then if voting is pro-black or voting is not pro-black, yeah, I don't think it's pro-black exactly. And even like, let's say we do make legislation that helps black people or, you know, laws to prevent them from doing things to us, they just do it anyway. Like, for example, you know, let's say that the Crown Act, the Crown Act, for example, they still do that, you know, they still like discriminate against black hair.
Absolutely. Okay. Hey, shout out to Locke, man. Okay, Locke. Yeah, absolutely. I'm riding with you. The womanism thing could get a little bit interesting. I see womanism more as a verb, a rule book, not a rule book, a guideline, you know, ideology on how we should treat sisters. But I see feminism as more of a political movement. So that's, you know, one thing, but definitely still picking up what you're putting down there. Voting not being pro-black, voting as an act within itself is not pro-black, absolutely. And then what you said about the guy I got behind me is the president of Guinea, who has decided to work with the United States and France to take up arms and bring military presence to Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso, 3 countries that have been kicking French colonizers out of their country and building their own economy. It's a beautiful thing going on in Africa, and this man has decided to betray his African brothers and sisters. And would you look over here, you know? But
That's
yeah,
crazy.
absolutely. But appreciate you, brother. Thank you for bringing that in and starting us off on a nice foot. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it.
All right. Next guest, Bradley. Give us your age, race, and pronouns, please.
34, black, he, him.
All right, talk to us, Bradley.
I think feminism has never benefited black women. YT women suck them in under the guise of false sisterhood, and as soon as they get what they want, they leave them high and dry. They did it when they wanted to vote, and as soon as they got their right to vote, they left the sisters out there hanging. So if the sisters want to do their own movement, I'm all for it, but don't team up with them. They're not your friends. Voting could
Yeah.
be pro-black if we. Oh, someone else talking? Oh, if we unite, came together and united the black vote, if we wrote down a list of the demands for our congressmen, for our mayors, for our governors, and tell them this is what we want, or you're not getting the vote, if we control that, then we could see some change happen with the laws. Interracial relationships didn't change the masses' heart. So it ain't changing nobody's heart now. Shit, and they still doing what they was doing back then. They ain't changed their heart. So I don't care for it. Be black, love black, buy black, pro black, every day. FUBU, everything for us, by us.
Absolutely.
Black queens
Absolutely.
forever. Nobody's never.
Nobody's never.
Nobody's never. And as far as that man in the background, that sellout right there, I hope he gets what he deserves.
Absolutely. Appreciate you, Bradley.
I can't speak on it, but I can.
Hold on, Martin. We didn't get to you yet. Hold on. We're gonna come to you. We got somebody else before you. Appreciate you, Bradley. Again, Bradley's getting that W. Absolutely. We're going to the next guest. Juice. Give us your age, your race, and your pronouns, please.
It's Jay. I'm 26 and I am a girl. Feminism has not benefited Black people since Francis Willard. We only really needed the 8-hour workday from the 10-hour 6-day, and we needed consent laws. Needed those, absolutely. Everything else was a lie, and it confused Black women, and it really just kind of fucked us over. So Black women, we need to go to womanism, separate from the bell hooks, blah, blah, blah. We are on the Franz Cross-Welsing version of feminism and womanism. Voting is not pro-Black. Voting is for poor people, and it's an illusion of the truth. It's an illusion of freedom and power. So no, it is not pro-Black, but I do not think it hurts. So I don't want to tell people to not vote, but I also want you to vote based on policy instead of vote based on people making you feel good about yourself. What holidays that serve you no purpose. Interracial relationships and racism, we need to stop. White women kill Black men more than Black women do. Well, that help us. And Charlize Theron is weird. Her sons were sons, and now they're not even men. They never even got a chance to be men. They're girls, so that's weird. And no, it does not. It actually steals wealth, and it whitewashes and destroys culture. And that's pretty much what I have to say.
All right. Hey, man. I don't know what's going on today. We 3 for 3, y'all. 3 for 3. It's Black folks up in here. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for coming in, staying on code. I'm surprised because TikTok has been sending me the wrong people. So we're going to keep going up the list, man. Appreciate you, sister. Martin, give us your age, your race, and your pronouns, please.
My pronouns are sir and daddy, ladies. I don't like to give my race, and I don't think I'm gonna give my age either because in this platform it's not really that trusting. If you understand where I'm coming from, I mean, if that's a requirement, brother, I'll step down. Like a lot of stuff.
You get blocked, bro.
What's that?
I said no. You can join the block party though.
I already have.
It's weird. I blocked him and he didn't drop. I don't know why that happened, but yeah. Bye bye. Um, we're not going to have disruptors up here. Like that's someone else intentionally disrupting the conversation. We're not doing that. Kelsey, you have a lot of feedback. Could you turn your Bluetooth on and off and come back? Just turn your Bluetooth on and off.
For sure.
All right.
Does that help?
Yeah, that helps.
Okay.
I don't know, you have a speaker up really loud?
No, I just turned my Bluetooth off completely. So I'm just on my
Okay, that's
phone.
better.
I don't know if that's helping you or not. Maybe if I just step out on the side. Mixed. Is this
Okay.
helping you?
It's cool when I don't talk. So go ahead, talk to us.
Okay.
Give us your age, your race, and your pronoun.
I'm 30. I'm white, and my pronouns are she, her. I believe that feminism does not benefit Black people. And from my experience as a white woman, most white women claim to be feminists to maintain WT supremacy. And they'll hide behind the guise of feminism to make it seem like they're actually doing anything, but they're actually not. They're just using it to be complacent with one another. And if you call them out on that at all, they just try and kick you out of their little group. They don't want to benefit anyone besides themselves, so they can quite try and be on par with white men. But yeah, I don't think feminism has ever really benefited Black people. I think if white women want to claim to be feminists, they need to also support womanism. But most are unwilling to do the work. I think with voting, there's a lot of institutions in place, I think from the last presidential election, where it seemed like there was a lot of blockages to allow people of color to get get access to the polls, as well as being able to make or get information so that they can make informed voting decisions, more or less to once again benefit white people, which I'm disgusted with. But I think most people, I at least have the viewpoint that in our country, we're kind of voting for the left or the right wing of a bird, and most of the people we do elect don't really care about the individual. They just care about their own person. So it leads a lot of people into frustration. So ultimately, with any election, I always try and encourage people to vote for people who they feel like will do the most work for them. With interracial relationships, I think they can help end racism if, for example, if it's a white and Black relationship, if white people continuously work on trying to deconstruct their hold on WT supremacy and how they have a lot of benefit from it in our society.
All right. Thank you for your answer. And Black Swan, do you want to say something?
Yeah, so I just want to know, well, I want to point out the fact that Kelsey, as a YT woman, responded in a way to where she tried to separate herself from the onus that YT women in society need to have, while still centering herself. It still gave very much YT women as a response. I also am going to ask you, Kelsey, what do you think gives you the right to be able to speak for what's going to be beneficial for the Black community?
I honestly can't as a white woman. I'm just speaking on my experience with seeing how other white women just try and claim to be feminists while not learn or try and prove themselves.
So, feminist.
But you said that. Well, the reason why I'm asking that though is because your responses, even though you said some things, right, to where you see the issues with YT feminism, but you also attempted to speak for us, for Black people. You said this is the reason why feminism doesn't benefit Black people. But how would you know as a YT woman what benefits Black people when your demographic, your tears alone have been quite fatal for us? I just want to know how you feel like it's okay for you to speak for us.
I definitely am not okay to speak for Black people. I'm just trying to figure out or learn from other people how I, as a white person, can try and help others beyond just my own personal perspective, if that makes any sense.
When you say others, who do you mean?
Rest of y'all. All right, so my thing is, it said that that white women should adopt some of the practices of womanism. I guess in an attempt to be less problematic and less performative with their feminism. How could white women operate and contribute to the work of womanism and the goals of womanism? And shout out to Jay, Sister Jay, that said we're going with the Frances Cress Welsing version of womanism. That's the first time I've heard it put that way, but I like that version. But Kelsey, what do you think white women need to do in terms of womanism?
Most white women, from my experience, they don't even know what womanism is. They still just believe that feminism is applying to all people for equality.
Do you feel like womanism includes white women?
I thought sorry, my apologies. I thought womanism was per the definition for like women of color, excluding white women.
See, that's where it gets kind of debatable, because there is the version where it's like for women of color, and then there's the version where it's like for Black women. So I've seen this debate go out. There's actually articles. I think in this space, as a Pan African, when I speak on womanism, I'm speaking strictly for Black women. I could give less of a damn about what's going on outside of any other group of women, because to be honest, anything that brings the Black woman up somehow ends up bringing everybody else up with it. So I really don't have to focus on anyone else but my sisters. But I'm curious what white women have to offer in terms of contributions to the goals of womanism.
I don't know what white women would do to benefit womanism. From my own I'm just going from my own perspective. I'd rather try and learn, at least so I can get myself in the right direction, or what like other people would want for me as a white woman to get steered in the right direction.
It's okay. We're not here to steer you, but it's okay to not know. Interracial relationships help end racism. You said it can, and I would say how? How do you see that being beneficial at all to marginalized communities, but specifically black communities? Because you did bring up white and Black interracial relationships. How does the Black community, how can it benefit, or actually how can it help end racism? Because racism and anti-racism work does not benefit the Black community. So how does interracial relationships help end racism?
How would you, as a Black man, recommend on white people try or to dismantle WT supremacy? And I'm not trying to answer your question with a question.
You know what's interesting about that question is when in the 1970s there was like the hippie movement, and people were like, save the trees, because the forests were getting cut down, and people were saying save the whales, save the dolphins, save the turtles. And they started initiatives to save the planet. You know, no one asked the tree how to save trees. No one asked the whale how to save whales. No one asked the dolphins or the turtles. But yet, white people have to ask black people how to stop saying that they're doing two black people. Isn't that ironic?
Yeah, that is ironic.
So, you know, just something to think about. But
Ask her a question.
yeah, go ahead.
How do you? I noticed that you were saying like white women as if you were not one, even though you told us you were one. How are you separate from the way that other white women view feminism and white black women? What makes you separate from them?
I often, whenever I bring up my observations of feminism with other white women, I'm put out of the conversation because I always worked in a predominantly like male workforce. And for some reason, I don't know why that is, but associating with a lot of men kind of pushes me out of that conversation. And I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm different from any other white woman. I'm just talking about my personal experience of interacting with other feminists.
Okay. I put the wrong order on that, Vanna. I put the wrong order on the hearts, but you know what I mean. Red, black, and green, RBG. All right. But okay. So thanks for your answers, Kelsey. I'm gonna go to the next guest. They've been patiently waiting. Chubbs 1975. Oh, and shout out to Jay for Jay and Black Swan for contributing that last segment. Is the Francis Cress Wilson, Dr. Neely Fuller Jr. They said ask them questions when they come around. So big up to y'all for not trying to sit up here and correct and teach and all that other stuff. We can ask a few questions, you know what I'm saying? Have a little commentary and then keep it pushing. So appreciate y'all for keeping it B1. And Chubbs 1975, go ahead. Give us your age, race, and pronouns, please.
Yeah, I'm 48. I'm from the fictional country that is called Australia. And first and I'm Balladong. I'll go by Balladong and you, my tribes that I belong to.
What you say about Dong?
Sorry?
What you say?
I am from a fictional country that is called Australia,
We
but
ain't asked you
under
that.
my
Give us your
tribe,
age, your race, and your pronouns.
48, Aboriginal, again, another fictional name. But under my tribe and my tribes, I go by Balladong, Eward, that's been here for 60,000 years.
Okay. And all right. So pronouns he, him.
And brother, I just want to say first and foremost, I watch a lot of your videos and I appreciate the messages that you push out there. And I'm over here and watching. And I'm trying to do the same.
Do you consider yourself a black man?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
No,
that's interesting. I've always wanted to ask a brother indigenous to the fake land called Australia.
You know it.
How y'all felt about that, you know?
Well, it's very terrible here, brother. You know, the politicians are raping our country with mining and that, and they are getting paid by the mining companies. They don't pay no tax whatsoever on our lands, on our tribal lands. Yet they rape and pillage a lot of things.
Be careful with the R word, but yeah, that sounds like y'all black. That sound about yeah, that's black.
Yeah, brother. I'm a community leader down here. I'm a very they know me all over the land, fictional land called Australia, but we've got 360 plus nations that were here prior to colonization. And I'm trying to educate our mob about the system and how it does not benefit us. Feminism does not benefit our black people. voting. They've set this colony up, designed to benefit the colony. And I'm an activist, and I push hard for our rights. I am calling for a ban here on all white juries, because all white juries push us straight into jail, and we want to be tried by our peers, as they've got in a juror's oath to be tried by your peers. No one from the colony is our peers. We need to be tried by our own people, because they're pushing our people straight into incarceration. The only thing they bring here is diseases and incarceration, and they bring a pen to say that they can write. That if they write land titles or whatever, that's just a piece of ink on piece of paper that is just as good as a toilet paper.
They smell like toilet paper. They smell like paper.
You know it, brother. Interracial relationships help end racism? I don't believe so. No ways. It's just like a good cop and a bad cop. If there was any good cops out there, they would be telling the bad cops, you know, but they won't do it. So how can someone who's coming over and saying that they are with our people, or but it's all lies, I believe. Maybe they just want a black woman, who knows? And once you go there, you're never going back. So I just want to say, brother, your views, I appreciate them from way over here, and I am trying hard to dig my fingernails into this system here, because I'm a deputy chair for Deaths in Custody Watch Committee here in Western Australia. I stand up for my people who are being murdered at the hands of authorities.
Yeah, they treat y'all like N-words.
Yeah, brother. Yes, brother. And
yeah, we know about that.
I won't accept that. Sorry.
No, that's facts, man. I still I've done limited research and understanding of the brothers and sisters in Australia. I have asked that question. You know, you might be the first. The land. What do you call yourself again, brother? You said
Balladong tribe.
Belladong. Okay,
Yes,
so
Balladong, and also Balladong, my father, and Eward tribe, my mother. And we live in a nation that is the Bibliman nation. So we all Noongar people, but we've got a nation within that Noongar structure. So we've got different tribes within there. We speak different.
But what do you have a unified term for your people?
No, we don't, brother, because we speak different languages. 350 plus nations on our land. We speak different dialects, including.
That's how it was. That's how Africa was pre-colonization. So I know exactly what you're talking about. It's the same thing.
Yes.
But to be honest, I've always wondered if there was a connection between brothers and sisters in Africa and brothers and sisters in the land they call Australia. Because, you know, I know that, I mean, you're the first one I've met that has actually called themselves black. And I haven't met many, so that might be my own, you know, like blind spot.
Brother, you got me. You come to my tribal lands, you got me, brother. Anytime. You know,
I've seen the pictures of y'all. I've seen the pictures. Y'all definitely black. On the outside. And my thing is, you know, is you know, because I know a lot of y'all still have spiritual practices, correct?
We have law, LORE, and that law is natural law to our land. That's why we've been keeping this land pristine since the first light. We've been, and we name stars. We named those stars before the boat came over and said, "Oh, that looked like a cross up there." No, we already named them since the
But
first light.
my thing is, and I know the answer to this is probably no, but have you ever tried? And I won't blame you, you know, for not knowing as well. But have you been able to trace back, or has anyone been able to trace back the migration of your people to the continent of Africa, or
No,
maybe
no.
the linguistics, the cultures, or anything? Has it all been completely disconnected?
We've been here for hundreds of thousands of years. Like
The
like
first
right
people to
now,
leave Africa, I believe.
yes. But I've
Yeah.
been reading a lot about my people and studying, and there's four races in the world: black, white, red, and the other one, yellow. I think that's
Hmm.
Mongoloid, Capnoid, Blacknoid, and Caucasian.
Yeah.
Where do we fit in with all those races? We don't fit in with any of them. We are central to those races, right in the middle, right in the middle. And that's what I believe, that we come from Dreamtime. We've been put on this earth, on our mother here, to look after it. And they trying to wipe us out to take over, build, develop, and put us all in incarceration.
Mm.
They destroying our culture because our law, LORE, not LAW. LAW is shit. I even walked into their courts. I even walked into their courts and I told the magistrate, I said, with all due respect, they provoked me and arrested me. Yeah, but you provoked me and arrested me. Well, I'm going to stand up. So I walked into the courts and I said, with all due respect, I feel I must inform you that you don't have jurisdiction over me as an Aboriginal, yes, I have to say it, Aboriginal Noongar man. I do answer to my elders, and my law, LRE, that's
Mm.
been here for 60 plus thousand years. I
But see,
cannot
that's the
acknowledge.
thing. Even after 60 plus thousand years, everything you've said is an African tradition. Everything you've said too.
Yep.
And we know all mankind going back, hundreds of thousands, go back to Africa. I've always
uh,
wondered that because you're able to see the more I've learned about African spiritual practices, history, and migration, and anthropology, things like that, through Dr. Sheikh Anta Diop, through Yosef Ben Yakinen, Dr. John Henrik Clark. There's a lot of research out there to show that Africa and cultures that are just um, part of mankind's history uh, come from Africa. And I feel like the thing that separates
there's
those
no
that
evidence, brother. There's no evidence whatsoever that we migrated here. Nothing. And that's what the colonizers want. Oh, you migrated here. No, 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 no. We come from Dreamtime to be put on this planet. And when this landmass was together, they found our symbols over in Turkey. They found a skull over in South America.
you know that they're related to that they've done genetic studies that have linked those native to the land called Australia to those native to the Amazon.
Um, like I was trying to say, there's rock art there in the Amazon. And they can't connect that rock art to the Amazonians. Only one they can connect to is us. And then that skull, they can't connect that to anyone. Only skull that has that is this one here that I'm tapping on my head. And
Okay.
that's our culture that's been going around all this land. We've been
Mm.
spreading it. We've been sharing it. And people have been coming here prior to colonization, and we've been trading with them. We had peace and harmony here, only until the British pulled up with their butcher's apron, which is the colonial flag.
Mm.
And brother, they're destroying this land. They are destroying it. That's why I'm moving into climate activism as well, because I feel that if people have not got a land to be on, when the YT is just destroying it for dollars and dollars in capitalism, I will not let that happen. Not on my watch. I can't.
Okay.
And brother, thank you very much for giving me a little yarn. And I, brother, love yarning with you. And you are a brother legend to all black people.
Absolutely. Appreciate you coming up.
Much, brother.
All right. One love. All right, y'all. That was interesting. I learned some things, you know what I'm saying? Learned some things. You know what I'm saying? What does black look like without the continent of Africa? I guess that's your answer. Blackness off the continent of Africa. Blackness only, I guess, in that sense, in a political term, I guess, in that sense, solely denoting phenotype, and not African origin. So that's interesting. That's all. That's like a gray area, you know, for me. For me, Dr. Chancellor Williams, well, not infamous, but famously said that, you know, there is no blackness without Africanness. So he said it in a better way, but pretty much without Africa, you're not black. But I just think what he was saying was interesting, because he was saying they're like a fifth race. You know, they see themselves as a different race. I think it's a long history off the continent that has created its own culture, its own identity. And it's a long time they was off the continent. You feel me? So you got to respect it. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, it's interesting. But, you know, we here for the people that identify themselves as black, but we definitely here for the Africans. As a Pan-African, I gotta lift our voices, and I believe lifting our voices lifts the voices of those that phenotypically look similar. Let's go to the next guest. Max, give us your age, your race, and your pronouns, please.
I'm 27. I'm he, him. And what's last? Oh, I'm black.
All right, talk to us, Max.
Feminism in its inception, I believe, didn't help black women, especially. I believe that black women were actually making more money before, like, the more white version of feminism came along. They were more focused in, like, eugenics and, like, sitting at the table with white men, I believe. But I do think as time went on, maybe towards, like, I don't know exactly, like 2010 to like 2016, intersectionality came about. And I wasn't sold on the idea initially, but I think it's been like a really big boon for black women, especially. I think they've done a lot of work there. It's been spearheaded by a lot of black feminists, but I believe I'm only speaking in outcomes, right? Obviously, black women they're obviously the ones to decide what's best for them. If they want to go with womanism, then I mean, like, it's completely up to them, right? I'm only giving my take on the outcomes. I would say that voting is not pro-black I can understand where that sentiment comes from. And this is probably like, if you disagree with me, it's probably like a difference in fundamental values. I believe that the system can be reformed. And I believe that, like, revolutionists would call me naive or like a fool, or that the system was inherently never made for us. So why would you ever build into the system? You're not going to get any good outcomes from it. But I don't necessarily believe that to be true. I think the biggest thing that helped me form that opinion was the result of the BLM campaign and how many local governments, it was like 13 different states, they got crazy laws passed that, like, they got way more body cams, they got like a whole database to look at abusive cops, they got cop reform, like a crazy amount of stuff I never thought they would get through. So I mean, like, that's a pretty big W for me, but I can understand why you would disagree. And interracial relationships help in racism. I mean, I assume when you say in racism, like, get it, like, I assume you mean like in the system that oppresses us. That would be my assumption what you mean. And I would say it can help. I think a thing that's like kind of not known, or rather it's not that interesting to know, is that when white women have multiracial kids, it kind of opens them up to the lens of like, oh shit, I've been interacting with this system and I've been contributing to it in a way that I never realized before. Like they have a multiracial kid and they introduce them to the world, and obviously there's different things that come with that. They can't fully integrate them into the experience of blackness, right? They need help, they need assistance, and maybe they won't ever fully understand.
Your mama
But
white.
that is,
Your mama white.
yeah.
Damn.
My dad's black, my mom's white.
Damn, D, let him cook.
But I do believe that that helps them see that, because most people understand in an emotional way, right? Like when we've done studies and we've seen that, contrary to popular belief, most people aren't cognitively racist. Like they don't believe in a lot of racist stereotypes. They're emotionally racist. Like they just think, oh, I hate this person. Oh, I don't like this person. So when they experience stories that relate to them, that's what changes their opinion the most. And also like proximity, obviously. But I mean, yeah, that's just my opinion.
How many is that? We got 3 more left. All right. Do one of the sisters want to take this? No? Okay. Well, go ahead, dude.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
You back?
It's been a long time. It's your girl. Anyway, so I think it's interesting in the midst of this conversation that you said that basically a YT woman would benefit, or she learns to care about Black community based on her having Black children. If that was the case, when they were even in slave time having Black biracial children, they did not care. It is the sad part that you think the proximity or penetration will humanize Black people for non-Black people. It is a sad reality that y'all think that because your parent, you want to bring your parent along for a fight that they don't care to even do in their own community. Because the cleanup needs to start with YT people. So just because they have proximity or they're being penetrated by a Black person does not humanize Black people. Because guess what? Her love extends to you, not to your community, not to anyone beyond the Black people that she might have a small circle with. And it keeps showing up, not only historically, but present day, that they will F you, but they won't free you. And as far as feminist goes, that is not something that has ever helped black women. That has never benefited Black women. We were literally used as stepping stones for white women to get higher because they really and truly want to be the white men of America.
Okay. I mean, I would disagree. You're objectively wrong about the first thing. Like, we have studies to prove that's not the case. And the first thing, when I talked about feminism, I'm talking about intersectional feminism has helped Black people. But like I said, if you want to choose womanism, I'm just talking about outcomes.
There has yet to be an outcome that attached feminine Black women, from the lightest to the darker of skin, and the darker it gets, Black women are deemed more masculine. There is nothing that has even allowed Black women to be looked at as women. So equating feminism with Black women is only making us more of men. We're looked at as more of their tools to be used, as I said, as stepping stones for them to become the white women or the white men they want to be in their community.
I mean, I think a lot of intersectional feminists disagree with you. Most of them are Black.
I said what I said.
Okay, we can disagree. That's all I had to say.
Do you like cookies, Max?
He didn't make her care about Black community either.
I don't really like sweets.
Oh. All right. So, all right. Is your mother racist?
No.
No? How do you know?
Because I know her pretty well. I would say she's my mom.
So what does your mother do to let you know that she's not racist? Sorry.
Doesn't judge or oppress anyone based on their skin color. I realize she contributes to a system that most people would say you have to actually be fighting against racism actively to not just be like an anti-racist. I understand that concept. I just disagree with it. That's it.
Why do you disagree with it?
Why do you disagree with something like that?
Because I think it goes against the definition of systemic racism in the first place, and the research that we have that shows that what actually changes narratives that white people have in their heads. I think it goes against that.
What's your definition of systemic racism?
I would say that it's the structure that was put in place to directly put white people at the top and keep black people oppressed by various laws, organizations, you know.
Okay, so that's institutional racism. That's institutional racism.
Well, I'm talking about like the structure as a whole.
So
not
give me
necessarily just the institutions. Like,
oh, he's gone.
I'm a little long.
Shut up! I said prepare the ball.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
I actually had a conversation with Max recently. We were in Kron's Live, and actually I sent the invite for him to come up here. But we were in Kron's Live, and he was trying to make the argument that black people can be racist, and we were explaining it to him over and over, but he did what YT people do, which is they take the definition, they ignore historical and present day context, and they pick apart the definition and make it fit a narrative, that they've made up. And of course, we asked for an example, and there was some story. I think he told a story about someone getting beat up. But yeah, he's in the comment section saying that I'm completely wrong. But it goes to show one element of why interracial relationships are not beneficial to our community at all in any way, shape, or form. Because for Max to be a black man walking around with the mentality that he has is dangerous and it's harmful. To compare the actions of black people to the amount of trauma, abuse, and atrocities that we've encountered and been dealing with for hundreds of years is so incredibly disingenuous. You have to have an intense level of hatred for yourself if you can make that claim. You have to. And there's a lot of unpacking that Max needs to do. It's sad.
There is. So that's the thing. I've said it before. I'll say it again. The role of the frosted females in the construct of white supremacy, their one job, they do it so well. It's put like a hypnosis over black people. Their job is to disarm us from having an allegiance to our own people and to seeing them as wrongdoers, seeing whiteness as good. That is what they're good at convincing us of. They convince us of that in this scenario. Behind me, this is the president of Guinea, who is working with the U.S. and the French to recolonize the Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. He's working with the U.S. and the French militaries to bring them to the border of Niger to help them work. And look at his wife. Look at this here. Isn't that interesting? But notice how he kept saying a frosted female with a multiracial child. What? How are you a multiracial person? What is a multiracial child? I can have a multiracial organization. I can have a multiracial live. I can have a multiracial group of people. That can be multiracial. Yeah. How is a one person multiracial? That doesn't work that way. Anything that a white tea woman prints out is going to be of color if it's from a person of color. And that's how whiteness works. You don't get to draw on a blank piece of paper and say it's half blank, half drawn. It's a drawn on piece of paper. And so if a white woman has a child with a black man, that child is black. Right, multinational. Yeah, you can be a multinational even person. You could be from different countries. You can have multiple passports. Multiracial is not a thing. It's not how that works. You can even say, biracial as a description of your race, how you got here, but that's not the same thing. And that is a trick that white women use, is to say that, you're half me. You're half white like me. So The police will only arrest you on Tuesday to Thursday. You know, they'll hire you half the time. You know, they don't work that way, y'all.
Damn, I definitely missed that memo because they've been arresting me regardless. They see me and they see me. Like, I don't know about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what they do. That's what frosted females do. Is they convince you that when they're your mother, they convince you that when they're your friend. You know, they convince you that when they're your girlfriend or your wife. And by friend, I mean the sisters. They convince you that. They say, we're all sisters. I'm a woman just like you're a woman. Don't have an allegiance to your man. Don't have an allegiance to your community. We're women. Let's fight together. And with the black man, they say, look, I'm not one of them. I'm one of the good ones. See how good I make you feel? Don't you love me? So there's other white people that can love you the way I do. It's okay. And don't have an allegiance to your women. Don't have an allegiance to your community. It's all just race bait. You know, like they have ways of manipulating, and then they manipulate the child and say, you're not black, you're multiracial. You don't have an allegiance to black people. You're multiracial. That's what they do. That's their role in white supremacy, is to disarm you from having an allegiance to your people and to look at them as good. I'll go to the next guest. I do have some co-hosts up here, so don't think I'm skipping y'all. But let me go to Aaron real quick. He don't come up as much. Brother Aaron, give us your age, your race, and your pronouns, please.
35 black, he, him.
All right, talk to us, family.
Feminism doesn't benefit black people. I can honestly say I can honestly say I very much agree with you. You know, it's like if we are a community, then we need to be. If we are a community, then we need to be together. You know, like, do we have like internalized anti-blackness in our community? In most cases, yes, but we should not let it override the fact that all we have each other. Like I know that there are some men that, you know, that treat our sisters like you know what, but we should not let it overlook the fact that there are those who will fight for you, that will love you, that will marry you, that will place you high above every other woman, you know. So voting is not pro-black. I feel like if we're not gonna have our if we're not gonna have our voices heard, have our policies met, that's gonna liberate our people, then why are we wasting our time voting? You know. So interracial relationships help end racism? Absolutely the fuck not. Okay. Absolutely not. Like I don't understand why so many people who wanna harper on this whole you know, oh, we're all one race, the human race, and love is love and all this shit, knowing full goddamn well that these racist ass, soulless, incest, saltine scum bastard and jihadists who have a lack of empathy, who tend to use black people as costumes, accessories, and fetishes, and then drop it off like a fucking bad habit, all the while still supporting racist, bigoted ass organizations, institutions, and whitewashed education, and then expect us to be friends with them and kumbaya with them and sleep with them? Hell fucking no.
Absolutely. Well, appreciate you, brother. Quite a word. You navigated that with nuance and precision. So appreciate you contributing to the conversation. That's definitely real.
And
Yeah, go
also, can
ahead.
I say one more thing? Can I
Go
say
ahead.
one more thing?
Mhm.
I don't know what kind of I don't know what kind of cockroach crack that Max character was on, but he's definitely sounds like he's a member of the Clayton and Claytel Bigsby Booty Hole Kissers Club with a degree in Samboism 101 from Uncle Ruckus University.
Yeah, you sure do. Max, Max's mother compromised him. Hey, honestly, I can't use the laugh track because it sounds like white folks is laughing, but we don't laugh like that. But anyway, nah, that's facts. Yeah, he had a white mother. It was just interesting that I was munching on Oreos while he was talking. Oh. I just happened to have it. You know how they say pull out your popcorn. I have Oreo popcorn sitting next to me, and Oreo cookies. So for some reason, my wife went crazy at the grocery. Shout out to wifey, man. Shout out my wife, man.
No, but I'm just like I said, like I'm just saying though. It's like y'all gotta understand. Like I don't think that I say it all the time. It's like if you're not for the liberation of black people, if you're not willing to call out racism, bigotry, and anti-blackness, then fuck you. And if anything, if they want to say that what I'm saying, what D's saying, what Black Swan's saying, what you're saying, what any black person is saying is quote unquote anti-white or promoting division, then fuck unity and fuck you.
Mm-hmm. All right, we gotta be careful with the F bombs. You
The
gonna get us in
words.
trouble. But yeah, nah, you ain't wrong. We are about unity. My whole page is dedicated to unity. If you know what I'm saying, you a brother or sister, if you're African anywhere in this world, a descendant of Africa, my page is about unifying with y'all. That's what I want to do. That's the only thing we have to do as people. As people, I'm talking about the people. You know what I'm saying? We have to unify. That's the one thing that's been used against us repeatedly for 400 years is the fact that we haven't unified. And I think it's imperative as a Garveyite. Whenever Black people have come together, we've been able to accomplish some of the greatest achievements of mankind. Look at us as African Americans and what we've been able to achieve. Why is that? Because we've been able to come together. We're the first Africans in history to unite ourselves based on our Africanity. Even brothers and sisters on the continent didn't do that before us. That's why Pan-Africanism started in the West. We've united ourselves under the identity of the entire continent belonging to us and we belonging to the continent. So, but it started in Jamaica. So shout out to the Jamaican brothers and sisters, of course. Y'all definitely brought us Garveyism. So I got to big up my Caribbean brothers and sisters as well. You know, I'm talking about the West. I'm talking about all of us. With what Malcolm X would call Afro-American. Afro-American just means an African in the West. It don't mean, people always think Afro, so they think of the Afro. Oh yeah, no, absolutely Haiti. Canala Pop Compay. But
Listen, Haiti don't mess
Afro-American, they
around.
think of Afro. What?
No, I said Haiti don't mess around.
Oh, not at all. No, we got what we got here in America because of Haiti, man. Canala Pop Compay and Sac Passe to my Haitian brothers and sisters. Shout out to the Haitian sisters especially. Haitian sisters, fine, and they know how to cook. Just don't go on the first date with them and leave that alone. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Don't eat the spaghetti. But aside from that, I love y'all. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so you know, Afro-American is a term that says we're all in the West Africans. So I'm speaking of the Caribbean brothers and sisters. I'm speaking of my Brazilian brothers and sisters. Wherever Africans exist, y'all are Afro-American. That's the term for us as a people in the Americas. But people don't know that. So yeah, that's the thing. There's Afro-American, There's African American, which is a subculture of Afro Americans, African subculture of Afro Americans. So we're like, there's Africans, there's Afro Americans, there's African Americans, then there's African Caribbean, or however you want to, different words you could use there. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's different cultures within that, but it's all cultural at that point, because our people, our ancestors, that ties us, the land, the history, the culture is Africa. We're just Africans. So big up to all my African brothers and sisters, wherever you are at. That's who we're unifying with. We don't do that divisive rhetoric between us as people. Feminism divides us. Voting divides us. Interracial relationships comes to divide us. And we're here. My platform exists for one purpose. One purpose. Can you guess? It is to unify with my brothers and sisters, no matter what the hell is going on, no matter what language you speak, religion. We don't do none of that. So big up to y'all. Brother Timothy, what you got on your screen, brother? What's that on your screen? I'm gonna make it big real quick.
Oh no, this was just the for the previous person that was up that didn't understand the definition of racism and the construct of where race came from. So I just had this on my screen because before they got tossed out. But yeah, that's all that was for. I should have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So people get real confused with that whole systemic racism versus institutional racism. Institutional racism is systemic racism, but institutional racism. Hold on. Institutional racism is systemic, but systemic racism isn't only institutional racism. So, institutional racism is a form of systemic racism. But the thing with voting is, when it comes to voting, if you have a problem with the spider web, you want to lie, the spider or the web? You know what I'm saying? We cannot change the spider web to benefit us without getting rid of the spider. The problem is the white spider. That's what Khalid Muhammad said. The problem is the white spider. If you take down the spider web and not the spider's just going to spin another web. I'm literally trying to sound like him right now. Take down the spider web, but keep the spider's just going to spin another web. So it don't work that way, y'all. It don't work that way. You can vote and change the web all you like. At the end of the day, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing has explained to us clearly where racism lies, where it has begun, the origins of it psychologically. She has psychoanalyzed it to let us know that there ain't no way around this. Ain't no voting this away. Ain't no loving this away. Ain't no marching this away. It's not going to change. None of that's going to change. The price of freedom is... Do y'all know Malcolm X's quote there, or do I got to finish it? Who knows what the price of freedom is? Put an emoji to let me know if you know what the price of freedom is. Gives hugs, no. Give hugs, no. I know you know. Because Malcolm X said it. What's the price of freedom? Exactly. All right, Prophet knows. Prophet knows. All right, Malika definitely got it. Yes, Waxy. That's right. Waxy knows. Y'all know what it is. Exactly. That's the price of freedom. So I can't say it because we on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? But that's the only way that you're going to get it. Look at South Africa if you don't believe me. South Africa tried to vote it away. They've been trying as peacefully as they could. I'm telling you, with Julius Malema rise up in South Africa, I'm telling you right now, they've been trying, but they should have just got it. They should have got it over with in the 90s. They should have just got it over with. They prolonged it because we keep trying to find a way around it. We don't want to do that to them. We don't want to do that.
Peace be loved, Brother Legend. I come bearing some news. You ready?
Okay.
There's an account that's going around doxing black people, and they're only targeting black people with who are especially big creators. So I'm letting you know this now. They got Only Sauce Lining, and they're doing Taz, Bratz, Javon, and a couple other people next. And they said and more in their post. So I just wanted to let you know I'm hopping off because I'm POX'd.
I ain't afraid of nobody. Come to my house. Come to my house. You will meet the price of freedom. Come to my house. Come to my house and learn firsthand the price of freedom.
What they say, bitch, I'm in Texas.
I'm telling you, I wish one of y'all would. I'm going down in history like Huey Newton. Y'all gonna only blow my platform up. Please come to my house. Come to my house. Let me know. Pull up on me anywhere and find out. Cause I ain't never done nothing to end up in a situation, but I act like I do. I act like it. And I'm gonna protect my woman. I'll tell you that much. I'll tell you that much. I will tell you that much. I'll protect any of y'all. I'll protect any of these lovely sisters up here. I'll protect any of y'all. You know what I'm saying? When I see a sister, I see myself. I'll protect any of y'all women. I don't care what's going on. But I'll protect my brothers too. And I'll tell you right now. Cause yeah, exactly. All of y'all. I don't play by my people. I definitely don't. But you know, of course I'm not in a position to be protected to all of y'all. But I don't play about that. We are in the context of white supremacy, and we live in a hostile environment towards our people. It behooves us as people to protect ourselves. It's called racial self-defense. It's something that was taught by the Panthers. I really wish somebody would put my information out there. I've already lived that life, so y'all not scaring me.
Exactly.
But, yeah.
Protection goes right back towards you, brother legend.
Strawberry, my ex. Tell me what it means.
Yeah, nah, I mean, I would be kind of difficult to find, I ain't gonna front. But best of luck, you know what I'm saying? Best of luck. Y'all got like 12 months to find me. Y'all got the clock already started, so cuz
Hey, listen, this is my third account, okay? I've been bananaed on my first when I came on this app, my first account, they permanently bananaed me. But I came back because they can't silence me.
I'm not going to front. If you was dropping the F-bomb like that on your other account, I see. No, I'm playing. But yeah, nah, I think I think they are trying to get me cuz somebody sent me a picture of an Asian woman. I don't know who it was. It came from a random number. And they sent me a picture of she was like doing something with her hand, like that. Like, yo, I swear, it sent me an Asian woman, looking like a Neanderthal, like, you know what I'm saying? One of them looked like she eat raw pig feet, you know what I'm saying? And they be eating pig. I don't know if y'all know, but pig flesh biologically is the closest to human flesh. And Neanderthals used to eat humans. So it's kind of wild to me that they're
the delectable Negro.
All right, so you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, yeah, so it's kind of wild that somebody sent me an Asian woman and like that said it said your package has been delivered. I'm gonna tell y'all something right now because I know how to do this. Do not ever click a link that is sent to your text messages, especially the sisters. If you're a brother with mad money, you know what I'm saying, in your crib, whatever, you don't want to get robbed, but especially the sisters, because you don't need to have money to get robbed, if you know what I'm talking about. The links that they send you, I know how to do this already. When they send you a link and you click it, they instantly get your information. They get your data. Like they can see where you are located as soon as you click it. So don't ever click it. If you click it, it will send them your GPS location. Don't ever click it. So I'm telling you now, if you ever get a text message and it says, you have a package that came to the UPS warehouse, but we couldn't deliver it, click here to track it. Don't click that ish. I'm telling you now. That is how they find your location. So I already know this because I know the websites you can go on to make a link, like track someone's. So yeah, right. Drika says she always delete them, especially to the system. And that's how you avoid stuff like that. It is going to be tough to get to me. I'm gonna be honest, but you know what I'm saying? Game on. I don't ever like. Some of y'all know my story. I was with Pop Smoke the night he was unalived, and I never post where I'm at while I'm there. So y'all never gonna catch me with that.
Yep. Yeah, I post mine like days after I'm gone. I'm like, all right, good luck trying to make it to me while I'm there, because I left 5 days before I came.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I never posted while I'm there. I never posted while I'm there.
And I don't
And shout
post
out to Pop
locations
Smoke. We're on the eve. I mean, the anniversary of his unaliving. Because I remember it was around my birthday. It was like, I think he passed on the 19th or the 20th. I have a video of me on wearing this exact hoodie too. I didn't even peep. But you know, libations for Brother Pop. He was definitely African in his core. I remember he's the one that kind of taught me African syncopation and rhythm, and that's why he liked drill music. It wasn't that he wanted to be a drill rapper. He actually liked the rhythm and syncopation. It comes from Africa, but he liked that. He was from Panama, and yeah, he liked how it swung, and it's syncopation means it's a 4/4 beat, but you put a 3/4 beat on top of it, so you're able to put triplets on a beat. Anyone that knows music might know what I'm talking about. So yeah, syncopation is from Africa. The Migos does it. They do it with their words though. He did it. Pop Smoke would do it with his words, but he would do it with his drums. The Migos do it with their words. It's from Africa. It's an African way of making music, syncopating to the music. Bob Marley did it with his guitar. You know how you listen to the guitar and in a reggae song and it has like an echo to it. It goes da, 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 da. You know, like
Yep.
yeah, it's like an echo to it. Yeah, like that echoes in thirds, so it's a syncopation. So that's something from Africa. We drumming is how we learned our history in Africa. People don't know that. Drumming is how we learned our own history. Drumming is how you presented your present. You could speak in African languages, especially Akan people. You can speak with drums. There's a way to speak just with drums.
Yep.
So
Yeah. And that's what it is, though. It's like it's the rhythm, it's the rhythm and the flow of it all. You know, it's something that is etched in us. It's something that's, you know, that's. I always say this: rhythm and soul is something that can't be taught. It's something that you have to be born with.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely. Yeah, so, I mean, that's our epigenetics. You know who we are. And you can always tell how mayonnated a sister or brother is by their lack of rhythm. I'll tell you right now, that's how I can tell. You know what I'm saying? You've been going to the office Christmas parties for a while. You don't know how to dance. As soon as I see that, listen, my wife know how to dance. I was one of the first things I peeped about her. She used to do. I'm putting your business out there. She used to do Beyonce routines in college. I know my wife since college. We wasn't dating back then. We was just friends. But she used to do the whole single ladies dance. How she know that whole dance? She know the whole single ladies dance and was doing it the same way Beyonce was. That's wild. And she still know how to do it. She be doing her dances. She funny, man. But that's
I always say,
learn our history. Go ahead, bro.
No, but I say it like this. It's like I on my page I did like this thing called Black Media Salute, and one of the platforms that I highlighted was Soul Train. You know, but I first started with a video that I stitched. You know how they say, "How come white people can't dance?" And then it cuts to George Michael saying, "Guilty feet have got no rhythm." And then I stitched it and said, "She ain't wrong. When I saw those white girls do the Cuff It challenge, do Beyonce's Cuff It challenge, she ain't wrong." And then I said, "And don't get me started on the dancers on Dick Clark's American Bandstand."
Horrible.
That's self-explanatory, which is why Don Cornelius started Soul Train.
Right.
And also the fact that black people were not welcome to dance on that show. Yeah, black entertainers were, you know, you saw them on Bandstand, but black people, it was going on American Bandstand was like going to the Cotton Club. You can only get into. So that's how so that's why Don Cornelius started Soul Train. And here's the thing about it. When Dick saw that Soul Train was beating American Bandstand in the ratings, he went to Don Cornelius and said, "You know, I'm thinking I may want to buy your show. You can still be the host, but I want to be the owner." But Don Cornelius was like, "Hell no." You know, but here's the part. So Dick Clark tries to do his own version of Soul Train called Soul Unlimited. Then when Don Cornelius saw what he was trying to do, he had to put his foot down and say, "Hell no. You ain't going. You think you can mosey in on my platform, on my turf?"
Crazy.
And so he had to get Soul Unlimited shut down, and it did shut down, with the help of Clarence Avant, of course. God rest his soul.
Hey, big up Clarence Avant. Is he still with us?
No, he passed. No, he
recently, right?
Yeah, he passed. Yeah, he passed away.
Yeah, he recently joined the ancestors, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was a great man of the people, but he's still a little bit problematic, but we gotta give it to him. He definitely put on for his people.
Yeah, and also too, getting back to the situation with Soul Train and American Bandstand and Don Cornelius and Dick Clark. Dick Clark tried to mosey in on the black music scene again in the mid-'80s with the Black Gold Awards. Then when Don Cornelius saw that, it was like, "Oh, you on that bullshit again, huh? Let me show you how we celebrate black excellence around here, mother effer." Enter the Soul Train Music Awards. The rest is history.
Wow.
Now check this out. If Don Cornelius was able to start his own New Year's Eve and call it something like the Soul Train New Year's Eve house party, I guarantee you, dollars to reparations, he would have whooped Dick Clark's ass in that area too.
Wow, he sure would have. And that's why every station starts out by pandering to a black audience first. If you notice, Nickelodeon did that in the 90s when they were getting started.
UPN, the WB.
Yeah. They all start black, and then they flip, Sister D. And that's why we gotta look at Tubi, TUBI. You gotta look at Tubi with a little bit of side eye. Fox, oh yeah, CW, yup, y'all right, yup. They start, Tubi is the new one, right? Tubi is all black. Tubi Zeus, right? That's another one. You see how they start out? That's how they start. And then watch what happened. Watch what happened later down the line. That's because they know they can use us. It's because we're so desperate for representation. We're so desperate to see ourselves somewhere on TV, to have our stories represented somehow, that they take advantage of this. And that's a shame, because we're not wrong for wanting that. But it is disingenuous how they use it.
That's the same way with interracial dating. The desperation and need for acceptance or feeling negated or neglected ends up in the hands
Also too, D, check this out. Remember that whole Oscar so white situation? Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because everybody was complaining about, oh, the Oscars ain't never nominated us. Like we ain't getting our respect or anything like that. Listen, I never gave a shit about the Oscars. Okay, I never gave a damn about the Golden Globes. Never gave a damn about the Emmys. Listen. If all I ever won was an NAACP Image Award, I'd be happy.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be the happiest mother effer you would see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, the Oscars, all of that, I think it's kind of wild, how they accept those awards and then they sitting up there crying, this is for every little black girl. You can win them over too. That while they holding, you know what I'm saying, like this award, the N word of the year award, they holding in their hand. You can, you know what I'm saying, like that's crazy to me. I'm telling you.
Oh my
And
God.
then Jay-Z going to the Grammys and saying, y'all don't appreciate my woman. She danced for y'all. She got album of what she said. She never had
She
album of
never
the
had
year.
out. No, he said she had more Grammys than any. She has more Grammys than any other artist. Yet she has never won album of the year.
She been faithful to you. She been faithful to you, master. She done treated you well. She good dancer. I swear it's it. And like bro, you sound wild right now. Why you selling your wife like on the auction block, bro? Like leave her, like let it be. Bro. If they don't give her N word of the year, it's okay. Just let it rock. This ain't got like. Why do you care? Why do you even show up there, Jay-Z? Why do you even? Because he said it in the speech. We just gotta show up. No, you don't. Because you don't show up to BET Awards. You and him don't show up to BET
Y'all
Awards.
don't show
And
up to the.
BET is just as problematic, but at least that's something that is actually involving more black people and chosen
Listen,
by more black people.
listen. I'm gonna say it like this. Like I I just find it funny that it's like a lot of us tend to think that the white man's ice is colder. It's
Right.
like, and when we this is it's like I see Jay-Z and Beyonce and Drake and Lil Wayne and all these other folk showing up to the Grammys, to the American Music Awards, to the Billboard Awards, but they don't make time for the Soul Train Awards or for the NAACP Image Awards or for Black Music Honors. Like that's crazy to me. What can I say? Yeah, they don't want us to be truthful. They just
Football player talking to a young black boy who was, I think he was running, I think he was catching a football and running through Ghana. And then like towards the end, they show him on the football field. Then they have that football player talking to him. And like it was wonderful to see how beautiful Ghana looked on the screen, right? And being a part of that type of a showcase, because you know how many people are watching, right? But at the end, it broke my heart, because why are you trying to scoop up young black boys into football? Like that was really disheartening. I'm like, no, take that ball out of that young man's hands. Take it out of his hands, please. Y'all do not need to keep on coming after us and using our bodies for labor. I think
Right.
the average NFL career is like 3 years, right? And the way that once you're in it, if you're not like a top player, the way that you get fined and penalized, when you look at all of those regulations and all of those policies, they are definitely geared towards Black men. So, you know, I was like so excited to see Ghana on my TV look so beautiful like that. But at the end, I was like, come on.
Mm.
You know, back when I was like, because I used to work in banking and finance back in the day. Then I had to step away from it because, you know, I literally felt my soul dying. But there, and just to protect this individual's personal information, I'm not going to say exactly who, but there was a famous person who is a part of that career field that had called in, and like the dude was like a couple years younger than me, and just millions in his bank account, and you know, it was interesting to see how like that type of financial dynamic that was going on behind how much they actually put in the pockets of these people. And, you know, of course, obviously, you know, they like you know, it was cool to see that he was able to financially provide for his family, because that was one of his questions when he was, you know, calling in. But, yeah, like when kind of had that conversation, well, he was more so just worried about buying something because he was taking his family out on vacation. And so it was cool to see that he was able to financially support, but at the same time, that isn't going to last a very long time. Those types of careers aren't really geared towards lasting a very long time. And actually, if they legitimately really wanted to do something that could really impact like the global Black community, then every single Black NFL player could take the entirety of their wealth, take the entirety of their knowledge on the sport, and transition that over to Africa and set up an NFL in Africa. And I guarantee you that all the deals, all the money, all the notoriety, all the publicity, all of that would follow right along with it, because ain't nobody going to be interested in watching, you know, Americanized NFL when you can watch like the origins of athletic feats and just intellect and just strategy just coming together on the big screen. Like, do you realize how much that would put that region on the map? Oh man, like don't like nah.
Somebody in the
Don't.
comments said that they're about to start an NBA in Africa.
Oh, they better, because they would dominate. They would dominate. I'm talking
Hey,
about
there's
strategy wise.
tribes where all the men are like 7 feet tall. Like I seen that. They got a name for them. I don't know the name, but it's like and I don't even like calling them tribes, you know, but civilizations, societies, nations. There's like villages full of tall ass brothers. It's kind of wild. They all like 7 feet tall. They look like Slender Man. Like they all look like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they would just like walk up to the hoop and just be like, "All right, let me just."
Yeah, I met a basketball player before, bro. He walked in, right? There's a door, like a regular door. He walks in and he grabs the top of. All you seen was a hand come and grab the top of the door frame and go like this. He grabbed it and came in like up under the door, like. That was wild. I'm like, I know he didn't just grab the top of the door like that. That was wild. Yeah, that was wild. He grabbed it like he was getting out of like a car or something. Like he just grabbed the top of the door frame and came in. Like I was like, nah. So, and I'm 6'4", so he
I'd
is
be
way
so
too tall.
interested to see those strategies that they be coming out with, like that, like them mathematical like just the amount of just, all right, so here's.
Oh, you dropped out, Timothy. Well, y'all, I gotta go to bed. No, I don't. I'm not going to bed. I'm not going to bed. I'm not going to bed. And I know another thing. I don't know if you noticed this, but I seen something say like Black people always give an excuse as to why they have to leave, because we don't know how to set boundaries, because that's like a whole part of multi-generational trauma. We don't know how to be like, I'm leaving, bye. Like we always, well, I'm gonna give you a reason why I gotta leave. But I do want to give y'all a reason. Yo, our meeting Sunday is going to be lit. And I'm working on stuff. The meeting at B1initiative.org is about to be lit. I got some stuff to share with y'all. Our mission is coming into focus. Our mission is coming into focus. I have some details to share with y'all. Oh, you got GitHub, D? Everybody, brothers and sisters, start your GitHub. D, you got to drop it in the Discord. I'm going to set y'all up. I have some stuff I got to share with y'all. But more importantly, I have some stuff I have to build. So I have to get off live. I cannot be on live like I used to. But I will be checking in with y'all every day because this live is where I've met my brothers and sisters that are helping me build. So I know there's more of y'all out there. You know, like I'm fishing for Pan-Africans, man. When I explain this, how this is going to work to y'all, I hope that y'all stop looking at B1 Initiative as my pet project and start to see it as your project as well. Because just because it was my idea to build a house does not mean it's my house. I'm building it for us. And I wanted to have the idea so that we could all own and take ownership of the house. So please join us. We are Black people from around the world that want to actually do things for our community. And we're actually finding solutions. We're actually, the vision is clear now. Like there's so much, I'm very excited to share with y'all. And there's just a lot. I don't want to say it all on here. To get into the Discord, Rob Moore, the Discord, go to the website, b1initiative.org. It's in my bio. Go to the website, tap on the menu at the top right, tap on the menu, and then click where it says join us. You want to click where it says join us. Or I think you can scroll to the very bottom of the page and click join us. If you want to donate, anyone that wants to donate, hit the donate button on b1initiative.org. Donate $5 a month. That's the lowest tier, but it does a lot. Like we're stretching those dollars, y'all. So, and what we're building is very important. If you want to be a part of it, then, you know, Adrika, we will teach you. We will teach you. You understand? This is a Pan-African nonprofit. Like we understand that brothers and sisters might not understand certain things about technology, but we will teach you. We will teach you. Like whatever you got, just get in there. Just join, and we come to our meeting, and we will walk you through it because we need people in there. We need people helping us make some of these profiles that we're making. Afrocentric online encyclopedia. Where right now, if you want to look up the African origin of Christianity, where are you going to go? If you wanted to look up why interracial relationships have been historically harmful to Black people, where are you going to go? What website? Tell me. You're going to have to look it up on Google, something owned by white men, and it's going to tell you what white men think. If you wanted to look up the African origin of Judaism, where are you going to look up? If you want to look up, you know, just colonization, you want to look up certain things, you're always going to have to go to them to get information about you and your people and what's going on in your neighborhood, what's going on in your community, what's going on with your people. Why you got to go to them? So we're going to make it so that y'all can come to the people. And it's not just me. That's the thing. I'm building it in a way that is Pan-African, it's Afrocentric. Afrocentrism is a worldview that centers around the perspectives of African people and their descendants. So that means it centers on the Afrocentric worldview. That means we're not telling you the Eurocentric worldview. That's the one that you're calling mainstream. That's mainstream history. That's Christopher Columbus discovered America. That's Eurocentrism. Y'all don't even know it's Eurocentrism. Y'all just think 2 + 2 = 4 because they told you that. Afrocentrism is when we focus on our history through our lens. We're doing that on Sankofapedia, and it's a community project. It's community based. It is reviewed by Black people. It's written by Black people. It's edited by Black people. And then the early versions of the articles are only seen by Black people You don't even have to know code or nothing like that. Black people will be the ones giving feedback to make sure that the information is presented in a way that's beneficial to our people. So it's completely controlled by Black people from start to finish. And we're going to do everything the Pan-African, Afrocentric way. So you don't have one source to go to for that, and we're going to build it for y'all. So I appreciate everyone at B1 Initiative. Shout out to Black Swan, Sister D. Shout out to Sister Leisha, Timothy and Tia, the Chiefs, and yeah, I got mad love for y'all. Thank you so much. Shout out to Sister Stella. I know she said she's been busy, but she's been communicating with me on the back end. We've been doing work together, so you know, we knee deep in this, y'all. It's really beautiful. Kit Kat, just go on b1initiative.org and just scroll down, and you'll see you can donate. It's going to say $5. I think it's like $5, $15. You could choose one, and you could just donate. It'll be a monthly donation. It goes a long way. Like, it's $5 a month. Like, it just goes, it stretches, because now you're helping us maintain the website, maintain everything. So, oh, you're already in the Discord. Okay, that's good. That's good. And the Discord, y'all are going to get early access to Sankofapedia, because y'all are going to help us review and get feedback. So y'all are going to be the ones to tell us how you feel about the articles that are coming out. And that's important, because we want to have it so that Black people have a voice in what we're doing, and not just us as an organization putting out our own beliefs. We Black people hold Black people accountable, and I love that about us. Yeah, you've been in the meeting. Appreciate you. Anyone that yeah, if you want to make a GitHub and be a contributor to help us write Sankofapedia, please do. Oh, that's Isaiah's. Appreciate you. Yeah, make a GitHub. That way we're going to be able to give more credit to people. We're doing a lot, you know, as far as that. I'm going to put y'all on the LinkedIn profile. We're going to be professional, y'all. We are officially a nonprofit organization. Like, everything is going to be done on point. I've got so much more to share, but I'm going to stop it here, because I will do the whole meeting right now. I'm that excited. But I got work to do. Appreciate y'all. One love. Be safe. I will talk to y'all tomorrow. And then we're going to have our meeting Sunday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time in the Discord. If you don't know how to get there, just join the Discord and say, hey, where's the meeting? Brother Legend said there was going to be a meeting. Sunday, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, 3 p.m. East. Kids, appreciate you. SB, shout out to you, man. You've been supporting and donating as well. Appreciate y'all. Don't forget, you can also hit the Cash App if you don't want to do monthly. $ Bring Down Babylon. Drika, appreciate you. Brother Timothy again. And all right, y'all. One love.